Hi, I'm Sharnee Scott, a Master Teacher Trainer for Lagree Fitness. We're going to do a 45-minute Megaformer workout for you today. I've got here to model for us Ty Kukurola, one of LA's most highly regarded and respected motivational masters and coaches in golfing and specializes in Lagree Fitness. He works at Megaformer and Tone Studios and online. I'm online as well, and you'll see me floating around the Lagree community. All right, Ty, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to start off today with one light spring. It's a black spring on the Evo, it's a one yellow spring on the M3 Mega. So we're going for a giant wheelbarrow at first. Giant means at the back of the Mega, but facing forward. So knees are anchoring onto the back platform. The hands are going to grab a hold of the carriage handles, and he's going to take it to a diagonal line from head to shoulder to hip to knee, a diagonal line and neutral spine position, neutral pelvis position. Nice work, Ty. So you're slowly pushing the arms out and not letting the shoulders come up to a shrug. So the triceps are working, the lats are working. We're squeezing lower abs up and in, nice and tight. So even though the arms are working and moving, the actual focus of the exercise is the core stability. So the lower and deepest abdominals is what we're squeezing onto mostly. If you do need less challenge, you could walk your hands closer to you like Ty has done on the carriage. And with grips too, if you take your thumbs towards each other and roll the knuckles down into the holes and point the thumbs towards each other like an L shape, it extends the wrist line. Wrap the elbows in nice and tight, really good. It's great to see Ty has relaxed his shins down. So we're disengaging the hamstring and really focusing on the core. The breathing, guys, inhale out for 1, out for 2, slow for 3 and slow for 4. Exhaling on the way backwards. We want to use the diaphragm muscle. So the lowest and deepest abdominals are our focus, and the breathing in through the nose, you get more oxygen, and exhale out through a little tiny space in the lips to find those shakes. Looking good, as slow as you can possibly go so that you're engaging the slow twitch muscle fibers, which gives you lean muscles and endurance in the muscles. Looking good, Ty. So we're going to be here for another about 20 seconds only. And then we're taking it to the giant bear. So giant, we're still staying here at the back. The hands will stay, but the toes will pop up. So in 10, we're going for a giant bear. We're going in 9, hands will stay, toes press up. It's a straight arm, straight leg. In 5, here it comes in 4. Here we go, 3, 2, and 1. So as Ty's done nice and quickly, straight up to a straight leg position. And the giant bear is to bend the knees in for 1 and in for 2. Looks great. In for 3 and 4. Really nice. Making sure there's no arching in the lower spine. Engaging into the lower abdominals, looking down towards the carriage like Ty has here. Engaging into the chest and pushing up into the carriage, but avoiding any hunch. Looks good. Really good. Range of movement. Knees go just to the hip and then press back out. So if you do want more challenge, you could walk your hands further forward down the carriage. It's harder. You could work your feet further backwards on the back platform, harder, or you could walk them forward. It's less challenging. Or if it's all a bit too much, down to the front of the Mega for the regular bear. This is the giant bear. It's a beast. All right, Ty, we're here for another about 15 seconds. Squeezing the lower abs in as you exhale. Really nice. Opening across the chest so there's no hunch. Really good. Pressing down into the chest muscles. Wrapping the elbow joints in. Really nice in the lower spine here. That's the most important part of the focus. All right, in 10, we're going to go straight to the front of the Mega for a plank position. So in 5, he's going to kneel and ride and slide to the front, the fun part. In 4, we plank. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's do it. So off to the front we go. Woo! So we've got forearms to the platform. We're going to give the wrist a little break, and tiptoes are up onto the first line of the carriage, number 3. Looks great, Ty, really nice. So we're going to hold here for about 10 seconds, engaging into the chest, opening the forearms up to about shoulder width apart. You could have thumbs up to the ceiling or palms up, both is good. Try not to palm down or hunch the shoulders. So we open across the chest, squeeze into the chest, really tighten into the lower abdominals. This is awesome, really nice. So we're gonna take a deep breath in right now and start to take it to plank to pike. On the exhale, he's gonna lift his sit bones towards the ceiling, lengthening through the hamstrings. Geez, that looks good. Making space between your hands so your head can follow through. A common mistake is kind of leaving the head behind and the hyperextending at the back of the neck there. Okay, so the neck to follow. This looks great, really strong. Breathing out. See those shakes? It's in his tempo. Don't worry about how high that you're lifting, guys. A common mistake is to try to make it, oh, how high can I lift my hips? No, we want to make it how slow can the neutral spine travel and pull the carriage. Really, really good. So think of lifting the sit bones up instead of lifting your hips up. So you're disengaging the front hip flexor muscles and we're engaging into the abdominal muscles. Strong into the chest, relax through the neck, let it follow. Really good breathing, Ty. Exhaling as you lift it, lengthening out. See how Ty's heels are very high? Really, really good form. So we're here for just another 10 seconds, taking us to about 60 seconds. We always do 60 seconds in Lagree to activate our cardiovascular system, our aerobic system. Really good. In 5, we're going to take it straight up to the handlebars for a catfish. So we keep the toes, walk up to the hands in 5. We catfish. Nice work in 4. Finishing nice and slow, really strong in 3. It's 2 and 1. Amazing job. So straight up to the handlebars, tiptoes still onto the carriage top. All right, and flicking the heels up really high. Beautiful line here. A horizontal neutral spine is going to press the legs out and stretch the knees and then bend the knees back in. So the movers, yes, are the knees stretching out and bending in, but it isn't our focus. Our focus is what stabilizes. The lower abdominals in really strong. Notice how Ty's got his shoulders nicely placed just behind the wrist line, not stacked, but pressing it back. It gives you more challenge, it gives you more safety, and it gives you more range of movement. Really good. So the heels are pressed up as high as you can. That will take you into the lunge series later. It's really important that your heels are lifted in the lunge series. So this is warming the ankles up, all ready for the lunge series later on. Wrapping our elbows in nice and strong. Really nice adjustment. See this nice length in the back of Ty's neck. His hips are the exact same height as shoulders to head. So we're trying to maintain that line and not say, let's show them, Ty, what goes wrong with this move of the hips dropping down too low or the shoulders traveling too far forward. Nice, exactly. So we need it to be lifted and pressed back for that challenge. This looks excellent. As you bend the knees, you're squeezing the lower abdominals in to pull the carriage, trying to activate a shake. Really good shake. Really nice. All right, so in 10 seconds, we're gonna take it into a plank from the handlebars. Notice again Ty's wrist grip. He's got the thumbs forward down the handlebar and the knuckles rolling off to the floor. So it's an extended wrist line, nice and safe and really comfortable, especially on the Evo handlebars. All right, in 5, we're gonna see the best plank Ty's got. A diagonal from head to hip to toes, staying on the handlebars in 4. It's a plank in 3, 2, and 1. So here's a long hold here, a beautiful line from the head, shoulder to hip to knee to ankle. Making sure the pelvis is tucked under, meaning the tailbone, yeah, nice, curls towards the belly button. We tighten those lower abdominals in right below the belly button. Really good. We're gonna allow Ty now to open the elbows out wide because he's gonna take a very slow push up, as slow as he can go, squeezing into the chest, coming down really, really slow. And we want to keep the chest on so we're not collapsing in the shoulder blades. So a nice big press through the chest muscles to come down and pressing through the chest to press up. Nice tempo, Ty. Look at those shakes because he's going really, really, really slow. Common mistake, guys, is too much range, too much speed. Just hold at the top, press up and out of the chest. Better. Really good. Now keep that and you're going to come down a small range very slowly. That was awesome. Do the difference and then press back up. Nice work. So really trying to keep the shoulder blades separated apart by engaging the chest on the way down. On the way down is the hardest part. We've got 10 seconds, Ty, you're doing awesome. In 10, we're gonna go straight into the right leg block. It's a right-legged floor lunge. In 5, he steps to the floor with the right foot near the handlebar, left tip toes to the back of carriage. In 4, in 3, here's 2, here's 1. All right, so right leg to the floor for a floor lunge, back tip toes to the carriage. Hands can be hips or resting on the handlebar for balance. So he's lunging down for 1, slow for 2, looks good. Chin up and chest up for 3, looks good. And 4, and then really slowly lifting up, 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 up. And he's gonna drive through the heel of his foot to press up to engage into the glutes. Looks really good. Keeping the left hip nice and square forwards. Good, really nice. Keeping the chest high. So what you'll see here is the hip joint opening up. So if you feel sort of a sensation happening at that back left hip, it's actually stretching it out. We don't tilt forward in our full range lunges. It opens the hips like very tight muscles, but if you are particularly tight and super uncomfortable, you could modify the angle to a slight tip forwards. Yep, like Ty's done here. Whereas actually the angle has a mini back extension in the upright body. So let's go back to upright Ty and see, yeah, beautiful, the traditional Lagree pose. Really nice form. So his kneecap is facing forwards, not rolling inwards, and his knees perfectly aligned over the ankle. That's really good. We deeply breathe in to go down, And then we exhale to squeeze the glute and try to find the shake on the way up. It looks great. We also want the back glute really strong as well. Squeeze onto that to support the hip stretch. All right, we're gonna hold it in 5, all the way low in 4, 3, 2, and 1, and hold the lunge right here. Okay, we're gonna long jump, so he'll tilt the torso forward into a neutral line. Awesome, reaching the arms back, palms up. We're just gonna hold here for a little while longer, opening up the chest. You wanna level up the left hip bone, which might likely be collapsed. That looks good, Ty, nice work. And square the hips, really good. Take a deep breath in, lengthen the back of the neck, and engage the triceps. You're gonna now pulse the arms up and down, and up and down. The long jump traditionally has a knee resting. I'm making Ty do a more challenging version of long jump with the knee off the carriage and flying off. Yeah, of course. In 10, looks great. How good's the form? In 8, and you squeeze the triceps and breathe for 5. I love it. 4, yeah, Ty, 3, 2. Now let's just hold it here. Beautiful. Bring the hands back to the hips or the handlebars, and then we're gonna bit by bit come back to the full range, but not just yet. So firstly, you're gonna bring the hands to the hips or the handles, soften through the back knee just a little bit, taking a bit of pressure off, squeeze the back glute. Now lift the torso up for 4, leaving the legs still. Chest up, hold, look forward. Nice, perfect. Now he's gonna go back to full range. So it's about another 60 seconds, a little bit less of full range, which is actually really, really, really challenging. How's that feel, Ty? And we're just on the first part of the right leg. So we do loads of legs in Lagree. Why? Is because we're trying to build lean muscles. The largest muscle groups, they give the maximum calorie burn, and after burn, you'll be burning calories 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 hours after class. The harder you go, the longer your after burn window is. All right, we've got 15 seconds on the clock, and when we take it to an escalator lunge, which is on the platform but facing the carriage, right foot to the carriage in 10, we're up and face the carriage in 8, escalator on the right in 7, here comes 6 and 5, doing great, Ty, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1, really good. So he's gonna hop up onto the front platform, step the right foot out onto the first line of carriage. Here we've got a 3 to 7. And we're gonna take a stationary hold on this first rep. So as soon as you come down, we're gonna hold this position. I want us to talk about the importance of stability here. Okay, so lift your eye line up, really good. Notice how Ty's body is upright. So that's the traditional Lagree positioning here. Again, it stretches the back hip, and it's really, really a lot about this back ankle lifting. So we're gonna press, and get that ankle, yes, really, really high. Now that's squeeze onto the Achilles at the back, squeeze onto the calf muscles, that's gotta stay. Square off the hips, level up the hips, and take a deep breath in, shoulders back, chin up. From here, you're gonna carriage kick. So you'll pick the front leg out, it's the carriage leg, and then draw it back in with the hamstring. Like you're kicking over a soccer ball or a can. Looks good. Keeping the left hip nice and square. This looks great. We always make sure that the feet are not tight ropes, so he's done a good job with hip width apart with the feet. Now, if you can't manage the upright body, you could also take a modified angle, less challenging, but it's more challenging to do a little extension through the lower spine here, not hyperextend. And lifting the back ankle is a really big part of it. It's really hard right here. 10 seconds. In 10, Ty's gonna take it to a full range escalator lunge. Out of the carriage kick into the full range. Chin up, chest up, breathe. For 5, looks awesome. For 4, you gotta keep the back heel high as you lift. In 3, 2, and 1. So draw the carriage in, good. Keep the chin up, look forward. Yeah, good. See how his back heel is lifted? That's why he can manage to do the advanced position here of chest high. If the back ankle could not stabilize high, I would say tilt forward more, take pressure off your lower back. If you do, drop the back heel into your lower back. So he's doing a great job with ankle stabilizing on the back. And if you do have trouble, there's red poles, there's additional springs, would make it less challenging. Also, Ty could bring his foot closer to him on the carriage. So I'll get Ty to demonstrate what that looks like, just zipping the foot backwards, nice, towards the edge of the carriage. And it just makes it that little bit more manageable. Like we've added a spring, we didn't stop the movement, his heart rate is up. The muscles are in like overload and in endurance mode. Doing awesome. We're gonna hold it in 10, 9 and 8, 7. Let's hold the next one in 6. Doing so good. In 5, breathe and squeeze through the center. 4, shoulders back, 3, 2, and 1. And you're gonna hold it right here. Really good. All right, take a deep breath. We're gonna take it to moonwalker. So bending the back knee, and he's gonna travel backwards like Michael Jackson. Bending the back leg, it's like a big quad curl. Ooh, see the challenge right here, guys. Really good, Ty. And then pressing the back leg out to a stretch now. So we're only gonna be here for another 20 seconds. You can see why. It's a super challenging move right now. Woo! 15 seconds. So you'll feel it in the front primary leg, but there's lots of shake going on in the back leg, especially if you keep the rear ankle very, very high. Oh, like that. There's the spot. 10 seconds. 9 seconds. He's gonna hold the back leg straight. In 7, in 6. Let's hold in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Chin up, chest up, breathe, and come back to full range. Just the last 10 seconds. All the way up. Good. Nice, Ty. So good. All the way down. And in 8, we're gonna pivot to face the front platform, the front of the room for an elevator lunge. Last bit of pulling lunges on the right in 5. We're gonna swivel in 4, safely step back in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. All right, so step back, turn around, and now face forward. Right foot is primary leg again, it's forward. Back tiptoes onto the carriage, hands on the hips. Chest is high, looking up. Again, this really nice alignment. Ty's got his knee aligned over the ankle. And then drive it up. Lift the eye line up, really good. Keeping the back heel high again. Kneecap to face forward. We don't want the kneecap to roll in, so we have that placement of it just externally rotating slightly so it faces directly forward into that hinging joint, nice and safe on the knee. We're only gonna be here, Ty, for about another 40 seconds. You'll probably get about 2 to 3 lunges only at the correct tempo. Looks amazing. Again, that big hip stretch. Now, what you'll notice a lot on the elevator lunge particularly, and especially if you have a mirror in front of you in a studio or at home, is that the level of the hips. Ty's done a great job of it, but often you'll see the hips dropping on the back hip. So we really need those hips to be leveled up. It's really important. When I corrected that in my own form, I actually started to reduce and get rid of sciatic pain that I was finding. So it was an angle shift. All right, 10 seconds, Ty, and we're gonna hold the last one down. So one more big press high, looks good. In 5. And in 4, we're gonna hold it in 3, 2, and hold it here. Fingertips to the handlebars, and we're just gonna pause right here. This looks awesome. Okay, so as soon as the body reaches for the handlebars, it's gonna wanna hunch, not only in the upper body and lean forward into the quad, but it's also gonna hunch into the lower body. So I'm gonna get Ty to flick out the tailbone, really flick out, good, which then he'll need to bend the knee to stack it. Really good, really good. Opening up the chest, perfect. Keeping the heel high, and he's gonna now carriage kick. So bending the back knee in, bend, 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 and then slowly press it out. Good, relaxing into those front feet, looks good. Really nice alignment. See the angles here, guys? He's not curling under into posterior tilt. He's in a neutral diagonal plane right here. Really challenging. So all of the basic moves, foundation moves, are really hard. See that shake? Because he's got the angle correct. And the more that you can sit back and down in it, oh, it's even harder. Yes, Ty, 10 seconds. In 10, we're gonna go to a pushing exercise on the right leg, the runner's lunge on the right leg, so you need at least one heavy spring, and any additional light spring on top makes it harder. In 5, yes with the shakes, Lagree shakes, that's what it's about. For 4, such a good job, Ty. 3, and 2, and 1, killed it. All right, so we're gonna add on a red spring. Would you like one heavy, 2? Yeah, perfect. So 2 light springs, 1 heavy, runner's lunge. So right foot is staying there on the platform, guys. Back tiptoes curling, either option A, hardest on the edge of carriage, option B, stepping further back, less challenge, stepping further back again, less challenge. So the Evo and all the new carriages have this great component where you can actually not change the spring to change the intensity, you'll change your positioning. Doing awesome. So same position, you'll notice the actual same angles here as the carriage kick that we finished with after the elevator lunge. Same angles, the body wants to hunch under, it wants to hunch, so we have to flick it out, sit it back and down, stack the knee, and level up the left hip and pick up the back heel. And if you really do that good job of pick up the back heel, that's when you'll find the shakes. Pressing all the weight, stomping it down into that front heel. Yeah, Ty, awesome. And then taking it so that we're not leaning forward into the quad too much. The form couldn't be better, and that's why you can see the shakes. Ty's really conditioned to fitness, so it's not a beginner thing to see shakes. It's actually an advanced thing. You'll see advanced people shaking the most, And sometimes the beginners, their slow twitch muscles have never worked, but the advanced people find the shakes because they understand the tempo, the correct range of movement. Now with the range, you're allowed to bring the knee past the hip. I was talking to Sebastian Lagree, the man himself, about it. Yeah, you can bring the knee past the hip if it's still shaking. It's still effective right there. Shakes is effective, so you don't have to limit the range, but don't have it stopping. Now you've got about 30 seconds. Now when you're pushing, guys, you're pushing from your powerhouse. So when you push, big exhalation to push the heavy carriage back. Sometimes people think, oh, I can't, it's too heavy, but they haven't actually engaged those centers. Everything starts right there. All right, so we've only now got another 15 seconds, and we're gonna take it to a left leg squat. It's a little piece of glue segue into our left leg in 10, in 9. So the positioning is gonna be facing the white wall, left foot platform, right foot carriage. In 5, here it comes. In 4, you're killing it, mate. 3, 2, and 1. That was so good. Perfect form. Left foot to platform, right foot to carriage. So now we're in squat. So we're just gonna send the hips back and then bend the knees down for 1, slow for 2, slow for 3, slow for 4, and then really slowly stand back up. Look at that tempo, really, really solid. That looks great. So when you do squats, common mistakes I'm gonna show you from this particular angle, frontal, is that knees wanna collapse in. So we need our external rotator muscles engaged. The kneecaps are facing forward to the side wall and not rolled inward. Other things to watch out for in squats, you might see punching, so we try to open it up. Getting too low where the hip flexors are like grabbing, the angle of the hip should be like nice and open. So we have the torso staying nice and high and not squishing down into a tight angle. Now when you do perform a squat, other things, the way, the order in which you move is really important. So instead of bend my knees, which dumps into your quadricep muscles, you want to send the hips back first. So if you send the hips backwards, then secondly drop the knees downwards, that's when you're going to see the knees stacking over the ankle. So we're already halfway through the squat. Looks awesome. Try to relax the toes onto the carriage is a hard one as well, especially without a strap, but that's part of it. The arches of the feet are lifted, but there's weight in the heels and there's weight in all of the toes. All right, in 10 seconds, we're gonna hold the squat low in 5 and 4. Here it comes in 3, 2, and let's hold it here. Looks awesome. So holding on to the squat, we're gonna get him to push the carriage out 1 more inch. Awesome, keeping the weight right there in the center. And then we're gonna take some little knee openers here. So just squeezing the knees out and in and out. And it starts from the hip joint here. So tiny little openings. This looks awesome. Good. For 6, we exhale, squeeze for 5. What we're hitting here, guys, is the deep glute medius and minimus muscles because we're facing laterally. So this is our lateral move here. Working into not glute maximus, but the glute medius minimus. All right, we're gonna hold it in 3, 2, let's hold it open. Perfect. All right, from here back into full range. Trying to be slowly, ridiculously slowly. Yes, tight, nice. Coming up, and I can see he's really engaging in his center. Look at those shakes again, guys. So we're here for the next 30 seconds. Slow, slow, slow. Driving off the heels. Pressing the hips forwards in space, sitting them back into a chair. Another 10 seconds of squat, and Ty's gonna take it straight to runner's lunge on the left. So transition-wise, the feet are ready. Just gonna swivel it and fingertip the handlebars. In 5, as in 4, left leg in 3, 2, and 1, that quick swivel. Nice transition. That keeps it cardiovascular workout, guys. And we just did it, so you've got the familiarity of the exercise in mind. This looks sensational again, knee over ankle. And I can see smartly Ty's using the reflection to look at the angles, you know, to really flick that tailbone up and out. Yeah, that's good. Really, really good. And again, the shakes are present. So the primary leg is the stable leg that's stationary on the platform, even though the other leg is working. Nice adjustment, he's just lifted the heel up. The more that you can lift the heel up, the more that you're gonna see that shake. I love it. One day I was teaching, I was like, why is people not shaking? They're going slow, the duration's long. You know, I was trying to figure out what it was, and it was the angle of just the back ankle. Lifting it up like that, it engages all the posterior of that back leg. Really, really challenging. The more shakes that we get, guys, the more chance that we're getting more muscle fibers engaged and strong and lean. Looks awesome. How are we going? Good. Looks good, huh? Yeah. And the Evo is just amazing because you've got all these different tools to use. You've got all the different anchor points. It's really nice feeling into the handlebar grips. Looks awesome. So we've already passed the halfway. Reminder to push out air as we're pushing the leg back to slowly return it. Ty's done a perfect job of leveling up his hips here. That's even better. The tiniest little drop on the right, that's really common. And the kneecaps facing forward. And then we just keep reminding the knee to be placed right over the ankle as well. That's something that I always have to remind myself. All right, 20 seconds right here, and we're going to the floor lunge. So Ty's gonna step on down to the floor on the left for a floor lunge left side. In 10, we need 1 light spring, so a black on the Evo or a yellow perhaps you have on your machine. Here it goes in 5 and 4, nice work. 3, 2, and 1, so good. So stepping on down to the left. I'm gonna quickly change springs for Ty, make it quick. All right, so hands to hips or fingertip to handlebar to make it less challenging, to help the balance. This looks awesome, Ty, really good. So knee over ankle, slowly coming down on a breath in, and then really slowly shaking on the way up. You can see he's got all his toes touching down, that's really good. The arch of the foot is lifted off the floor, the knee is pointing forward, not collapsing in. The hips are square, the hips are level. So the alignment is looking fantastic. So he's got the chest high, again it stretches the rear hip flexors. If that's too much, you could soften the knee a touch, you could tilt the torso forwards more, but we're gonna tilt shortly anyway. In the long jump, I like to give a small amount of full range, then give some leaning, different angles, so that you benefit from the different sorts of, stretch/strength benefits that you get in all the different types of shapes. All right, we're gonna hold it low in 5. Here comes the hold in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's hold it here. All right, so a long jump, he's gonna lean the body forward onto a neutral and just hold it there. Good, arms back, palms up. And I'm gonna get Ty to hold it for a little bit longer. I always get people to hold for these long holds, and it really gets your mind on each little part. So leveling up the back right hip, squaring it forward. Dropping the left knee deeper, lengthening out the neck, tightening through the abs, deep breath in and prep, and then we exhale, lift the arms up for 10. Pulse the arms for 9, and squeezing into the tricep. Looks awesome, I can see all those back muscles really engaged. 5, killing it. 4, yeah. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna hold, again, hold, brutal. Take the hands to the hips or the handlebar. Nothing wrong with the handlebar, stay down, but just lift the torso up. And at the same time, squeeze the back glute to support this torso up. Good, take a breath in, back to full range we go. So slowly driving up. Yeah, mate, killing it. Really, really good. It's brutal, guys, but it's worth it. This really, really works your body. Cardio, strength, stretch, endurance, body composition, balance, core. It's all in this one workout. Super safe, 0 impact, super high intensity. All right, 10.
And fun.
And fun. When you're done. It's a real mental, you feel amazing. Very therapeutic as well as challenging. Okay, 10 seconds left. We're gonna hit the platform for the escalator on the left. So jump up facing the carriage, left foot to carriage. In 5. We stay on the light spring, or if you needed to modify, you could do another spring, more support in 3, 2, and 1. Yay, let's do it. All right, so left foot up onto the carriage. And we're gonna pause into an iso hold on the very first rep. So down and hold. This to me is really, really crucial part of this lunge, is just to take a moment to really find all the stabilizing muscles. Good, so bring the hand to the hip, pull the shoulders back, lift the chin up. Looks good. Now lift the back heel upward, really lift it. Amazing, just like that. Now guess what I want you to do? Lift it up even higher. Yes, like that. That takes all the pressure off the lower spine. Now Ty's gonna carriage kick his front heel out and then back in. It's a tiny little range of movement. It's a super high, intense move right here. Inhale to kick it out, exhale to squeeze it in. Now if it is too much on the hip stretch or the lower back, or you have spondies in your spine, you could also tilt forward to a neutral, and the more advanced Lagree pose is to be upright. You do have the choice to regress the move if you have to. In 10, he's gonna go for full range. So we're gonna zip up, and the back heel has to stay very high and strong. Here it comes in 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. So lifting, feel that puppet string lift, lift, lift to the ceiling, chin up, chest up. Looks good, really nice, Ty, doing great. And coming forward, stacking the knee over the ankle. I love how he's really hitting into that back ankle. It's really hard, guys, really, really tough. We're here for about another 30 seconds. We should only get about 2 reps in that window if we're doing the correct tempo. Knee to point forward into that rear direction, forward from the hips, good. Another 15 seconds is all, and then we're gonna hit into the moonwalker to really slaughter him and his legs. In 10, we'll hold down in 8. Keep the right hip nice and square forwards. 7, nice work. 6, and 5. We hold in 4, 3, 2. Now hold it right here. Stabilize, stack the front knee, bend the back leg, pull the carriage in. Pull, pull, pull. Nice work. And then slowly press it out. Doing an amazing job. So we're going to be here for a short duration. It's a 30-second add-on to the lunge. Doing so well. Killing it. Really, really tough. Ty's already trained today and then he's doing this. He just trains and trains and trains. So I don't feel sorry for him at all.
He's fine, guys. Let's work out today. Thanks, Sharnee.
Woo! 10 seconds, and 9, and 8, and 7. See how he's mentally just like, yes, I will. He's not quitting out, even though it's hard. For 4, 3, 2, hold the back leg straight. Let's zip you up into full range. Just giving you another 10 seconds. You can see that the duration is really where the intensity lives and the tempo, the alignment being number 1. Really good. So 10 more seconds, and 9, and 8, really squaring off the back. 7 seconds, guys. We're going to take him to the elevator lunge. Last pulling lunge in 5. We pivot to the front in 4. Here it goes. 3, 2, and 1. Killed it. Really good. Sometimes you feel sorry for people. It's so hard. Okay, left foot's forward to platform, right tip toes to carriage, hands to hips. Or you've got the red poles there, black poles coming down, guys. Knee over ankle. Exhale to squeeze, press it up. So he's driving really well into that front heel to lift up, to engage the back of the leg, the hamstrings, the glute max here. Back heel looks good again, squaring the hips forward, looking forward, shoulders backward, chin up. Yeah, really good. Deep breath in. We've got about another 30 seconds. And thinking about, again, the levelness of the hips, not letting the right hip drop any lower than the left hip. So that's why chest high is a really great thing. Instead of leaning everything forward, which I used to think the lunges was, it hides away the hips. When you lift up, you can really see what your pelvis is doing. And like I said, importance with sciatic nerve, getting the correct alignment of level hips. In 10, guys, we're going to be holding at the bottom of the range and carriage kick. In 5, here it comes in 4. He's killing it. 3, 2, and 1. Fingertips to the handles and only the fingertip. Nice tight. We're just going to pause here for a second and take the booty and flick it out. Good. And then drop the front knee deeper to stack. Go straight. Level up the right hip. Good one. Flick up the back heel. Tighten the lower abs and then pull it in. Just like you would a catfish, like we did earlier. Always relate one exercise to the next. So he's pulling from the lower abdominals because the leg's naturally going to contract, but the lower abs won't naturally do it. Now check out these shakes. This is because his angle is really correct. He's not leaning forward into the quads. He's sitting it back, and the more we like to sit it back and down, oh, right there, it's just so brutal, and the back heel being lifted. All right, 10 seconds, Ty. In 10, we're gonna take it into the standing in a thigh. That's the end of legs. It's a short set of standing in a thigh. He's like, yes. 5, 4, so we'll face the white wall in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go for standing in a thigh. Left foot platform, right foot carriage. Hands to hips. Pelvis tuck, guys. So to get a neutral pelvis position here, we're looking for the hip bone, pubic bone to line up on the same plane, and then neutral spine, ribs, and head to stack on top of that. This looks awesome. Really working posture, not just working into the inner thigh toning and adductor strength. Now, what happens, Ty, if you take your foot further down the carriage? Yeah.
It's harder.
Gets harder. And so you do have that more challenging option. But you may need, like at the end of this leg block, the other way to bring it into the less challenging option, which would be right towards the edge. Yeah, super hard. And if you do have pregnancy, you will watch out for your range here. Just being careful of your pubic symphysis. So you might have an extra spring. Yeah, in case he's pregnant. He looks real pregnant. I love it. So just 30 seconds. Important here too, besides finding the neutral, is not to let the feet roll in, which he's not doing, but a lot of people will, is rolling their feet in and collapsing the arches. We need to roll the little toes down to our megas and lift the arches off. So you'll see the hips doing a mini rotation just to get the kneecaps pointing in the forward direction and not rolling in and then dragging in. Super important for your knees. All right, 10 last seconds, Ty. We're gonna take it next into the twister on the left. It used to be called teaser, but the name changed in Lagree. We're an evolutionary method, moving into our own beast, getting away from the Pilates references because it's just so different. All right, in 10, it's a twister on the left, so he's gonna place left foot over right, toes to the white wall, hands on the bars in 5 and 4. Let's hit it in 3, 2, and 1. Grabbing down on the handlebars. So we're in the left oblique block, left foot forward, right foot backward. This looks awesome. Squaring the shoulders forward, wrapping the elbows inwards, knuckles to the floor, thumbs forward. So the movement here, guys, a very straight leg, lowering the hips downwards without a collapse. Take a deep breath in. And then lifting and squeezing between the rib and the hip to exhale and pull it in about 3/4 of the way in, not all the way in. It's a resting zone with the hip flexor grab. All right, so we're already about 30 seconds into it. It looks really good. Now, to make this more challenging, I'm gonna get Ty to walk his feet backwards down the carriage and show us the progression of the move. Amazing, Ty, really good. So this makes it more challenging to draw the carriage in. But if you need less challenge, you'll walk your feet more close to the front edge of the carriage. All right, so 15 seconds, and we're just gonna take it to a little hold. Looking really good. So we're watching out for elbows not flinging out. We wrap them in. So the shoulder blades not collapsing down. We activate the chest and like really stick up and out of the chest. Good, keeping the shoulders really square. And another 10, and 9, and 8. Really nice. In 7, we're taking it straight into a froggy kick on the left side. So we're gonna need 3 light springs. You could always do 2, but Ty is strong. We're gonna do 3 light springs. Left foot foot strap, kneeling, face the back. Last 5. Here it comes in 4, and 3, 2, and 1. So good, Ty. All right, so 3 light springs. Blacks here or yellows, it might be on your mega. Left foot into the long strap. The long strap's the foot strap. Hands are right under the shoulders, anchoring down. This word we love in Lagree, anchoring. And we're gonna get Ty to anchor his back toes into the ring of fire. So finding, yep, because we're gonna make it harder shortly. All right, so the movement here, guys, is to bend the knees in for 1, in for 2. It's a turned out leg, 3, and 4. Looks good. Trying to keep our left hip down and square is really challenging. We're active in the chest, so pressing the palms down, wrapping the elbows in, keeping, really important, no arch in the lower back. So you can see he doesn't have an arch, it's good. Let's widen your knee out just about 1 inch, better. Perfect, and follow with the ankle. That's giving him just a little bit more room to square the left hip down. Just go down a tiny bit, there it is, good. And the knee is turned out like a big L shape. It's really challenging, it's my favorite move. Working the deep glute medius and minimus in turnout, and then a hip extension, glute max kicks in, but it's actually an oblique focus right now. You could put it in a leg block, but I've put it in the oblique block. All right, in 10, we're gonna see a flying froggy kick. I'm excited. In 5, he's gonna hover this underneath knee. He's already anchored the back toe. In 4, and 3, 2, and 1. So now he's doing flying froggy kick. That looks perfect, Ty, really good. Same exercise, only 10 times harder because we've added all this cardiovascular and upper body challenge. In 10, we're gonna add a push up to it. In 5, so you're gonna, as you bend your knee in, bend your elbows down. In 4, it all bends together. 3, 2, so bend it all in. Yeah, like that. And then press and squeeze it out. I love the tempo too. He's not rushing it. Amazing work. That is so good. Keeping the leg in turnout, keeping the hips square, bend it all in, push up, knee in. It's killer. 10 seconds left. You're crushing it. Crushing it. In 8, we're gonna do a kneeling torso twist. So he'll be kneeling and facing towards this camera direction with the opposite cable. Kneeling torso twist. In 5, you're killing it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice. So dropping the left strap, picking up the knees either side of number 6. Elbows high, shoulders down, pelvis is neutral. Nice tight. Pivoting towards the front and then coming back. Now Ty's already taken a pretty challenging angle here at the elbow. The straighter your arms are, the more challenging the move is. Really nice. Looks awesome. So yeah, exactly. He doesn't need it any easier. Look what's going on down in here, huh? He's done a few of these. Okay, so yeah, it's a killer routine. I love all the foundation moves in Lagree, just getting the correct tempos, the correct angles. Ooh, I love that. Yeah, I have to run to do that, but running is 1 plane of movement and it's high impact. This is 0 impact. Here we go. It's that froggy, flying froggy kick push up. All right, a short duration here. We're only going for another 10 seconds. And we're gonna hit the upper body, usually the mega men's favorite, the upper body. We're gonna do a chest press and add 1 heavy spring on, a red spring. Chest press on the handlebars, facing the front in 5, 4, and 3, 2, and 1. So we drop the strap, add a heavy spring on, bringing it towards you on the Evo. Yeah, exactly. Facing forward, hands on the bars, pressing out to a kneeling plank position, diagonal head, shoulder, hip. Really nice. Bending the elbows, traveling forwards, and then squeezing it on the way back. So really trying to keep your chest on the whole time as you come forwards. Don't worry too much about how far forward. That looks good. Right there, the chest is nice and engaged. And then squeeze and press it back. Sometimes too much range forward, we can have a little collapse in the shoulder blades and the chest disengages. So we're already 30 seconds into this, and then in another 30 seconds, Ty is going to advance it into the flying push-up. It's the same exercise, but hovering up and taking more body weight. And you can notice again, his grip is really good. He's got the thumb up like the handlebar, the knuckles rolling around. The elbows are out wide because we're hitting into the chest, not the tricep. If you hug your elbows in, that's the tricep press on the handlebars. All right, in 10, we're gonna get Ty to hover his knee off, and you can see he's already anchored in, so he's ready to go. In 5, you're always gonna watch in this kneeling one too that the hips never sink. Ty isn't, but a lot of people do. All right, we hover it, yeah, like that, it's nasty, yeah. 3, really important. 2 and 1, and then he's gonna fly his knees off. This looks awesome. So really hitting the chest harder now. We're hitting the body weight, there's gravity, there's a lot more core engaged. This looks awesome. I can notice Ty's breathing pattern is really good, strongly breathing in, and his pelvis is in an excellent position. That's really the main thing to watch out for to not hurt the body, is to never sink in the lower spine. If you do feel it sinking, lift it, curl it under. Ty looks great. Or you could always drop it down and regress back to the kneeling position. And we have, guys, 20 seconds here. And we take it next into the shoulder press, laying on the carriage. Now, this is one of my favorite moves, to hit the medial deltoids, these pointy muscles. At the moment, we're hitting the anterior delts, the chest, the biceps, or the front. In 5, we hit the medials. In 4 and 3, 2 and 1. So Ty's gonna flip and lay on his back. Yeah, exactly.
Good work.
Yeah, but it's true. Actually, a really good point. So he's grabbed the handlebars and pressing away, but we do not do a lot of laying down in Lagree. People do think that we're like Pilates, but we're actually in the Lagree method really not like the Pilates method, because of the fact we don't lie down a lot. This is the first time you've seen Ty do this, and it's the only time he's going to do this today. Yeah. And that's what Ty always does, sits on people's carriages, make it heavier for them to push, and pushing up the ramps and the supras and really, really hitting. And you can imagine how heavy you can go here. You could add springs, you could add a bridge, show them what a bridging hip looks like. Yeah, so adding on more muscles again and more anchorage as well. Or you could have your legs in tabletop. And we're about halfway through it. Yeah, nice, one leg, really good. And you'll notice Ty's grip again, really good, rolling the knuckles around so his wrist is long. And then let's just like slow it right down. It's good to see he's pressed his elbow joints towards the ceiling as well. So you want to have your scaps flat across the back. And now we've got another 30 seconds. So usually I like to add a little pulse in about here. It starts to really burn. So just in 1 inch, exhale out 1 inch. Still quite slow, exactly like what Ty is doing here, but just smaller range at the maxed out part of the spring. Okay, 15 seconds of pulsing. And we're going to flick it back down to our 3 light springs and hit the reverse tailbone angel. So it hits the posterior deltoids and the abs. In 5, in 4, here it comes, in 3, 2 and 1. So a real quick sit up, we change to a light spring, grab the cable. So we need 3 light springs. And it's going to sit right onto that number 6 on the carriage, sending the arms out in front, thumbs are up, chest is out, and leaning backwards. So hitting into the abs and pulling the arms out wide. You could always go heavier on the spring. However, if you do go for this nice light spring, it really hits the abs more. If you're going heavier, you're going to hit the posterior deltoid muscles right here, as he's pulling horizontally backwards. Yeah, looks great. And like Ty's doing here, you can add the knees off, so bringing the legs up into tabletop, just adding a whole bunch more muscles. Really like a reverse fly type thing in the shoulders. Doing posterior work is really, really good, not only for sculpting your back, but also for posture. That's why I love doing lots of upper body posterior work. We're doing the back. We're hitting the back. Yeah, looks good. So legs to extend out and back in, or you could always take it less challenge, guys, and have your feet down into the carriage, just resting down like that. If it is really, really sort of bothering you in your hip flexors, or if you are pregnant, you could always do a kneeling position. I'm going to get Ty to show that for the last 30 seconds. And you could take that same sort of movement, posterior delt, by sitting or kneeling on the carriage, and now he's neutral spine. So we've just eliminated the tailbone type area, which may not always suit people in their lower back, their hip flexors, a pregnancy. So hitting the same muscle, same spring, bang, the person can be modified to a really safe position and feel like part of the group, not detaching. All right, so another 10 seconds. We're gonna finish the upper body with a chest opener, a really short 60-second chest opener. It's palms face back in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So palms facing backwards and retracting the shoulder blades together. So one of the mistakes that we often see is, people's range going in front of their hips, swinging around using momentum. And we really want to hit, I like to add a little rotation to it, like that, quite nice. Really hitting into that little rotation as well as retraction. So your arms rotating, you're hitting the rotator cuff muscles again, and also these rhomboids in between the shoulder blades. So what that'll do is stop you being a sloucher. You get very tight in the pecs, looking at phones, looking at computers, stuff like this. So it's opening it. That's what's called the chest opener. So don't forget to open the chest and not just pull it into a tricep. Pull back like a shoulder extension. It's a retraction, and a rotation. All right, so that's why I added that into the routine today, because the fact it's so important for posture, but it also has common errors to it. All right, last block is coming up. We're gonna do froggy kick on the right in 5. So we keep the right cable in 4, 3, 2, and 1, keeping the right cable. Knees shuffling back a touch to that number 6. Notice he stayed on his knees. Don't sit to get into it. You got to stay on the knees. You're already kneeling. Ty's going to kick back. Sometimes I get people to hold on the first rep too. I'm just going to get you to kick back and hold. Perfect. Holding here for 10. A chance to press through the chest, square through the hip. Good. Wrap the elbows in, lengthen the neck out in 5. We're going to frog in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So this angle is really good for you guys to see that he's doing that really good 90-degree turnout. A common mistake, keep it going there, Ty. I always see that people have this sort of V shape and the straps running through the middle of the crutch right there. So you've got to get that shin out nice and wide. Extend it out. Keeping that right hip square is really hard. Trying to keep neutral spine. All right, so we're going to do it into a flying froggy kick right here. So starting to tuck and anchor the back toes. He's going to hover the back knee up and off the carriage in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing, Ty, really good. So you really have to hit those abs really hard. You can see he hasn't rushed the move. He hasn't flown up too high either. You'll see usually people's bum way too high. He's really, really down low, and a perfect horizontal neutral. It couldn't be better. We're gonna add the push-up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and adding the push-up. Squeeze it on down. Amazing work. Woo! And then squeeze, press it up. Amazing, look at that. All those muscles. So just 15 seconds here. Couldn't be better, I love it. In 10, we're gonna lose the right cable, pick up the left, do a kneeling torso twist, face the white wall. Kneeling torso twist in 5. Here it comes in 4, crushing it. 3, 2, and 1. So good, Ty, killed it. All right, so we pick up the opposite strap, knees either side of 6, a short set here, elbows high, shoulders down. Pivoting the thoracic to the front platform and then returning back to the white wall. So it's only a 1/4 turn. Remember to bring your neck with you as well. Cervical spine attached to thoracic spine, so looking around like Ty's got here and bringing it back. More challenge would be a straighter arm. Less challenge would be hugging the elbows in tighter. Breathing out and come around and bring it back. Looks great. So we're going to be here for a 30-second set. I put this in to give a little wrist break. Staying still on that medium type of spring. All right, another 20 seconds. We finish out the obliques with the twister on the right. And all we've got left to do after that is 1 plank. So we're really up to our last couple of minutes. In 5, we lose it down to a light spring. 1 light spring, unless you're modifying to 2. 1 light spring in 3, 2, and 1. Let's do it. So drop in the strap. Just 1 light spring. It should be, like so. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, so hands on the bars. This is our first time on an Evo actually, so it's kind of exciting. The spring, it's called the Lightning Super Fast Spring System. It's so fast, but we're first time playing with it. Thumbs forward, knuckles roll down to the floor. You can notice his shoulders are really square, his elbows are wrapped in. Make it more challenging if we wanted to. The feet walk down the carriage, which is already in that quite challenging spot here. Less challenge, walking the feet closer in towards the edges of the carriage. Exhale to squeeze it in. Range of movement is important. We don't pull it all the way in, otherwise the muscles stop engaging. So it's all about endurance muscles and constant muscle fiber contraction. About another 20 seconds is all. Now you can notice his heels are down. That's really good. If you don't have the flexibility in your lower spine to actually have the heels down, just aim for that. And Ty's got great flexibility in his rotation of his lower spine, so his heels are down. He's scraping it in to get that really slowness and that real intensity. In 10, Ty, you're gonna finish with a plank. That's the end of class. In 5, a 1-minute plank to just really give it that big finale. In 4, forearms to platform. In 3, 2, and 1. So forearms down, here's your finish line. You've done so good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, so with a plank, I love teaching this exercise. His pelvis is in a really correct position, curling the tailbone towards the belly button and squeezing into the lower ab. If you do need to regress, you bring the knees down and you do a lesser angle. Exactly. You engage into the chest, open across the collarbone. You can notice his head is pulling back and his head's in line with the spine. It couldn't be better, Ty. The heels are nice and engaged. Everything about it's looking good. We're halfway through it. Deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, really squeeze the lower abs in. Trying to find the shake. The shake isn't a sign of advance, not a sign of weakness. We've got another 15 seconds, so it's chest on, shoulders down, open chest, lengthen neck, tight through the abs, breathing in, exhale out. Every exhale, you squeeze the lower abs, that's that little bit tighter, finding the shake. See you there? In 5, we finish in 4, it's 3, it's 2, and 1. So good. Woo! Thank you so much for joining us, you guys. Like I said, you can find us on our personal Instagram handles, Ty Kukurola. I'm Sharnee Lee Scott. See you around.